Entity Maze was a huge Pokemon content creator with a following of over 45,000 subscribers, with videos that were doing around 15,000 views a video. Now, more recently, Entity Maze's Social Blade has highlighted the exact opposite, with them losing hundreds of subscribers a day minimum, and their audience is completely bashing them and turning against them overnight. Now, that's because Entity Maze was recently alleged of being involved in an illicit engagement with a minor where they'd received graphic depictions of those minors in photographs and videos, and had sent graphic depictions of themselves towards those minors. If you don't know what I mean, they'd sent photos of parts of their body that I can't mention for the sake of getting this video ever onto the YouTube platform at this point. And with this information came a rise in responses from everybody, small to big, in this community, calling out Entity Maze and weighing in their own opinions on this situation. However, not a lot of them, in my opinion, are very level-headed. So I decided to sit down today and give my neutral, unbiased view on the situation and a comprehensive review of the information and evidence and claims that are out there at the moment, without giving leeway or benefit to either side of the parties that are accusing or defending in this situation. Before I begin, everything stated from this point is alleged and my own opinion based on the evidence I've seen. Please do your own research before coming to a conclusion about this situation, and if I was to discover information that would change my input or opinion on this situation, I would either make a pinned comment correcting my information or make a follow-up video. However, before you were to believe anything said in this video, you should do your own research, as this is just my opinion based on the evidence and allegations out there. However, also before I begin, if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I post videos every single day at 6 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. EST. They're a variety of content. I posted a video the other day where I talked about how difficult commentary is and a lot of the things you need to take into account before beginning commentary. And I like to make videos that weigh in my opinion on many different serious topics, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do consider checking out some of my other content and subscribing. You can also turn on the notification bell, and feel free to check out my other social media like my Discord while you're down there, as we're just above 2,000 members now, which is highly appreciated, and I'd appreciate if you'd join there because I'm always active in that server. With that being said, you can also click the join button if you'd like to support me financially. I've dragged this intro on too long, let's get right into it. A Twitter thread initially sparked this situation, being released by an account called Noah from the UK, just titled Entity Maze, which linked a twit longer. I'm only going to emphasize the parts of this twit longer that I feel are necessary to the points I'm making, and that twit longer goes as follows. My opinion of Entity Maze has changed slightly because of what a friend of mine told me. I won't name the friend for confidentiality. She told me that he had been making her uncomfortable. This was a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what was said, but it wasn't appropriate. She was 17 at the time. A while had passed and Ben then followed me. After some time we had some conversations, saying he thought I was cool and wanted to talk more, and I didn't think much of it, and then he followed me back on Instagram too, and I spoke for him for quite a while, and he requested to follow my private account, and I accepted. I was speaking to him regularly, and he started to say some weird things, like calling me cute a lot, which made me uncomfortable, but I didn't say anything. He kept on becoming increasingly weird to me, at one point calling me darling, with me being 17 and him being 21. He continued doing this for a while. At one point I sent him a selfie of myself, and he seemed to be more than just happy about it. This sort of interaction continued for a while. I was very uncomfortable with him but didn't want to say anything because I'm awkward like that. One day we were talking and I asked him why he was awake at 6 AM and he said something along the lines of, "It's too hot, and besides I'm busy thinking about you anyway," and he explained that he was looking through my private Instagram account, and he then said his joystick was pointed upwards while looking at these images and was pleasuring himself over them. Pleasuring himself over photos of a 17-year-old at 21. Noah claims Entity Maze sent them lots of photos, explicit ones, and eventually requested the minor send more, and the minor sent them because they felt pressured by Entity Maze, and ended up receiving more and more illicit content from Entity Maze that they would open and immediately click off, so Entity Maze thought they were looking at them, and after a week, it would appear that the victim decided they couldn't deal with Entity, blocked them on every social media account, and decided to release this post explaining their traumatic experience with Entity. And while obviously there isn't evidence provided throughout this whole thread, I should take everything claimed in it with seriousness because obviously there's a lot alleged here. However, we are going to delve more into responses and more claims that seem to support this evidence and allegation as we get further in the video. A day later, the Pokey Raph comes out with a Twitter thread, and there's someone who's worked with Entity Maze before. This Twitter thread says, "This was hard to write, I'm sorry for the delay, I'm sure you can understand why. Goodbye, Ben," and they also link some hotline numbers, and this thread continues as follows. "I feel betrayed. Neither me or Zach had any idea about this. I had no idea Ben was doing this behind closed doors. A week ago, Ben sent me a message and Zach about how he felt very regretful and didn't want to disclose at the current time. After speaking to Noah, it turns out that this event coincided with what Ben was keeping secret from Zach and I. I can't believe this has happened. We offered our help for him to tell us what was bothering him, but he refused to accept. For those informed me about this, thank you. Noah, thank you for coming forward and being brave enough to reveal this information. I'm really sorry I had to go through this. Thank you for accepting to have a conversation with me in DMs about it. Izzy, I'm sorry I had to feel like that. I know Ben started to admire you, but myself and Zach had no idea he was pressuring you like this. I'm sorry. Ori, you may not have had an uncomfortable interaction with him, but after looking back at the way he was replying with you, I can only assume he would continue. I'm sorry. For anyone I missed that he's affected, I'm sorry. For those that know me, I don't condone his behavior. This has been a hard night for me, and I've been constantly shaking after reading this situation. To hear that minors were involved in this makes me sick. That is wrong and is not appropriate in any way. I've seen the pictures, I've seen the messages. I don't need any evidence to direct my decision because I know what I'm going to do. I have blocked Ben and removed him from all of my social media. I cannot associate with someone like that. It's vile and disgusting. He was meant to be my friend. Everyone looked up to you as the king of Anipoke, but you had to go and do that, didn't you? Why? After everything we did for you, all of the talks, all of the guidance, all of the reassurance, after every time you felt low, I was there with Zach. We were meant to be Anipoke bros. Ben, if you read this, good luck with your life, and I hope you get the professional help you need. Thank you for the good times, the laughs, and moments we shared as the trio and with our friends, but just know that you really did ruin things. I gave you my energy, my care, my love, everything. After everything myself and Jomf helped you with, and you still do this to us. Please don't contact me, or stay away from me. Learn from your actions, seek help. Please, Ben, don't even attempt to talk to victims. Stay away from them. I swear on my life, if I see you anywhere, it won't end nicely, Ben. I can't believe I'm saying this, but block him. Entity Maze, Neko Maze, Liliganda. Discord is Entity Maze. Instagram is Entity Maze. Unsubscribe from Entity Maze on YouTube. Do not talk to him. Do not engage with him in any manner. And the thread concludes with Raph stating that them and Zach have decided to disband the Anipoke Bros because they believe that they set an awful example for their audience and that this was simply unacceptable, which is a commendable decision given the circumstances. From this thread, we can presume that Raph, one of the friends of Entity Maze, who has now been called out for all of these actions, seemingly saw all of the screenshots of the chats and the images, and as such they can attest to the fact that it was with certainty Entity Maze that was involved in this behavior, and while it is still alleged, obviously it means a lot more that one of the close friends that was working in a group with them actively is endorsing the allegation. On the same day, another statement was also released by Zach giving their opinion and weighing their side. That statement goes as follows. First and foremost, I am sorry to Noah and all the other victims. Sorry for everything you went through. It was incredibly brave of you to come forward. I can only imagine how you must feel. I pray that you find peace and are able to move on past these traumatic events. What Ben did was straight up wrong and inexcusable. Raph and I had no idea and are in just as much shock as everyone else. I'm upset, I'm saddened, I'm disappointed, I'm embarrassed, and I'm disgusted with what has happened. To most, Ben was just another content creator, but to Raph and I, he was a dear friend, a brother. So it hurts like hell, now we know the truth about him. Feels like the friend I've come to know never really existed. This was necessary, however. Hopefully things begin to get better now the truth is out. We must strive to make sure this community is a safe space for people of all ages, especially minors. With that being said, I will no longer be associated with Ben and his channel. I don't feel comfortable being around him anymore. Our friendship is not the same, nor will it ever be the same again. He ruined that. So as much as it pains me to say this, the Anipoke Bros are officially done. For those who have supported us, thank you for everything. I hope you will continue to support Raph and I as individuals. I'm sorry it had to end this way. I hope Ben learns from his mistakes and gets the help he needs. And most importantly, I hope the victims and the community can heal and be in a better place after this experience. Which clarifies more on the fact that it's clear that Zach and Raph had a good friendship in private with Ben. And from what I can gather, I don't believe that these two would be making these claims or endorsing these claims if they truly were friends with Entity Maze, unless there was some validity behind them. Obviously, these claims are still alleged, and I'm not going to endorse them like they're fact. However, it means a lot that the friends themselves are actively supporting the message. Raph then continued with multiple tweets past that point with an action plan for minors, clarifying that they should have minor in their bio, turn off allow messages from everyone, turn on protect tweets to make your account private, and let a parent, guardian, or older sibling monitor your account. And they continued to tweet at multiple different social media platforms like Twitter and YouTube, asking them to remove Entity Maze from the platform. And also, they say, if you think I'm going too extreme trying to contact platforms to get him removed, then block me. I could not give a flying I let him stay at my home. I made him food. I helped him look after himself. I gave him everything, so I will make sure he is removed entirely. Good morning, it's a news week. While the damage cannot be resolved in the matter of days, I hope those affected are recovering peacefully. I'm feeling okay and I'm trying to speak with outlets for further action to be taken. Have a good day. And Rav's final tweets say, Update 1, his name and YouTube channel have been removed from the National Ash Ketchum Day article on Bobopedia, and also Update 2, his family know, and he will be getting professional help. Now, although I don't see evidence to support this claim, I do trust Raph at their word here, and I believe as long as what they're claiming is true, I believe it's good that Entity Maze is getting themselves help. However, obviously, I don't believe they should have a platform. It's very clear their intentions, and they're involved in a community of Pokemon fans, which is mainly a community filled with minors, I'd argue. And as such, I'd argue that Entity Maze was someone that was preying on minors intentionally, and was involving themselves in communities that were minor-oriented with the intent to be predacious towards the people in the community. While this is all alleged, my heart goes out to everybody that's been affected in this situation. It's clear that this situation has been a tough one for a lot of people in the Pokemon community, and that's why I thought it was good to make a level-headed post clarifying and condensing all of the information for you, so that this can kind of shut the book on this whole situation. With that being said, I hope that this video has allowed you to understand the Entity Maze allegations and has condensed them down into a viewable, understandable way, while weighing in my opinions where I feel necessary. With that being said, please do consider subscribing to the channel. That support would be highly appreciated, and it would also mean that you can check out some of my other videos down below, or just whenever you happen to be on YouTube. You can also check out my other social media in the description, and feel free to click the join button to support me financially. With all of that out of the way, thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it like me.